Hey, Steve. This is Lori with Soul Sisters Digital Design. Thanks so much for chatting with us yesterday. I am shooting this video to show you how your business is stacking up against your competition online and to give you some steps that you can take to improve things. So, as Google crawls the web, it is really looking at three things: content, citations, and backlinks. So, those are the things I'm going to be talking about in this video. So when I'm talking about content, all I am really referring to is the words and images on your site. So Google likes to see between 1,500 and 2,000 words, kind of at a minimum on the page, to give it a really good idea of who you are, where you are, what you do. The exact amount is going to be a little bit dependent upon the competition and also the number of keywords needed. So what's a keyword? A keyword is anything someone might type into Google looking for a particular service or product. So let's take a look at what a Google search might look like. I've typed in here concrete contractor, Sacramento, California, since that seems to be your niche. And so what we see at the top of the page is actually a map pack. Um, so really, these are a super easy way for consumers to find businesses. They're really easy to use. And you really want to be in these top three because not a lot of people will hit the more businesses kind of tab. And actually, by being in the top three, you'll see about a 30% increase in traffic over your organic results. Now, the way to get into the top three: first, you have to have a Google business profile. Second, it needs to be filled out as completely and accurately and comprehensively as possible. And third, you want to have your name, address, and phone number listed in as many relevant directories on the web as possible. That can be everything from Yelp and Yellow Pages to even Facebook. But the more times you have your name, address, and phone number appearing in those directories, the more power it gives to your profile. And every place you do that is considered a citation. The idea being that your brand begins to be found by Google all over the internet. And because of that, the more Google trusts you. Now, below the map pack is what we call the organic results. Now, when I'm trying to figure out who your top competition is, I don't count these directories. So Yelp is a directory. So the top competitor that shows up for that is actually California Pro Concrete. And then also, again, this is kind of a blog post, a directory, if you will. So it's BBB and Home Advisor. So the next highest one would be J. Lopez Concrete. And so for the purposes of the video, that's who I'm going to compare you against. Now, I've got your website pulled up here. And first of all, it looks really good. It's very nice. It's clean. It's bright. Gives you a good idea of who you are and what you do. But, and I love pictures of actual work, your projects. People love to see the actual work performed rather than stock photos, so that's all really good. But when I plug you into a word counter, I actually see that you're sitting at about 582 words, which means that you do have room to grow, both the content, and that will allow you to get more keywords into your content. Now, one of the other things I like to do is I will analyze a website through a tool that I use called Ahrefs. What this does is it lets me see kind of how your website's faring. And so I can tell, for example, that you're getting about 1,100, about 1.1 thousand being found for 1.1 thousand keywords. And that is driving about 394 unique visitors per month. Now let's take a look at the California Pro Concrete. Now for them, they're getting about the same amount of traffic, about 331 unique visitors, and that's being driven off 167 keywords. And going back to yours for a second, let's just dive into those keywords for a minute. So Biondi paving, like that is something like people already know who you are, they're finding you. But let's look at the Sacramento concrete contractor. So that particular keyword is actually being searched 500 times per month. Well, you're in position 10 for that. So Google just did away with actually pages. It used to be that would be at the end of the first page, but it's still a little bit down there in the results. Ideally, just like in the map, you want to be in the top three. But by being in position 10, you're getting about 16 visits per month for that keyword alone. And if we look at the California Pro Concrete, let's take a look at their keywords and see if we can find the same one. So Sacramento, or Concrete Contractor Sacramento. So they're in position 3 for that. And because of that, they're getting 75 visits. So you can see what a difference it can be to really rank for those keywords that you want. And then on J. Lopez Concrete, their website also is really pretty. They've got about 158 unique visitors coming in, and that's only off of 32 keywords. And if we drill down, they're actually in position 7 for that particular keyword. So that's getting them 31 visits. So again, just to point out kind of how important it is to target the keywords that people are already using to find things. Now, the last piece of the ranking puzzle is what we call backlinks. So a backlink is anywhere you find one website linking back to another via clickable or hyperlink text. These links act like an endorsement of your website from others, which Google really again uses to build trust because it is essentially seeing those other businesses vouch for you. So it's kind of like a popularity contest where the person with the most wins, but they are not all created equal. So those that are relevant to your industry are going to count more because it's weighted, as will those that are local. And ideally, those websites that are linking to you should be just as powerful as they are trustworthy. So um, this tool also allows me to compare kind of what your backlink profile looks like. And what I do is I use these scores, which lets me compare industry, across websites, because every link counts a little bit differently. But what this tells me is on DR for how strong are the links coming in. This is rated on a scale of 0 to 100. So you're scoring at about an 18. And how powerful are those links coming in? Well, that's about a 13. The other thing to note is that, again, you want these to be as strong as they are powerful. And so you want this ratio to be as close to 1 as possible. So you're actually not too far off between 18 and 13. If we look at California Pro Concrete, they're a little bit more disparate numbers, 20 and 6. And then let's take a look at the J. Lopez. So there's definitely different. The links coming in are pretty powerful, but they're not as trustworthy. So the ratio is a little bit off, but they're scoring a 39 on the power and a 14 on the trust kind of factor. But it's as all of these things come together that you start ranking more and more. Your website starts going higher and higher in the Google results, and that's how people find you. I hope this information was helpful. Would love to hear some feedback on it. If you do find yourself wanting to learn more or just want to chat about it some more, feel free to reach out. I can help you with some more information. We can also talk about what your goals are for Biondi paving and engineering and see what might be realistic about those goals and what we can do to help you reach them. Again, hope this was helpful. My name is Lori. I'm with Soul Sisters Digital Design. My number is 352-235-9803. Thanks so much for watching.